좋은 아침이에요. 여기서 보스퍼러스 강변에 얘기하도록 하겠습니다. Welcome to a beautiful, cool spring morning here in Istanbul. I am by the Bosphorus Straits, and you can see the gorgeous Bosphorus Bridge in the background here. This bridge looks very beautiful at night. Actually, it's 12 to 13 degrees Celsius this morning. Cloudy day today. That's why I'm all the way out here to the Bosphorus. If it's like all sunny, I won't be out here. But I forgot to bring my streaming stick, so I'm actually really like holding the phone with my hand. so I can't get a really good angle. This will have to do very close up. And yeah, good morning, günaydın. 좋은 아침이에요. 오하요 고자이마스. Günaydın is Turkish language for good morning. And let's take a look at the beautiful Bosphorus Straits. I've never streamed from this angle before. I typically stream from over there. But today, like, the sun is halfway in the cloud and halfway not in the cloud. So I found myself a little sheltered area here, away from the sun. Yes, you guys know how much I hate the sun. If there's one invention I could invent in the world, like fantasy invention, I'll invent something to cloud out the sun forever. Yeah, so the vampires like me can roam the streets freely once again. And welcome. It's a beautiful, peaceful, serene Tuesday morning in Istanbul. And for those of you in the United States, well, it's the end of the long weekend, President's Day long weekend, and the start of a new week for all my American friends, and yeah, the start of a new working week for me as the US market opens today again. Yeah. Oh, the people coming up from the ferry. This is a ferry terminal here, by the way. I'm really like standing here looking awkward, people passing by. Rihan, oh, you're the first one. Yes, you're not the first one here, but you're definitely the first one to talk. And being the first one to talk makes you the first one here. And Rihan from India, welcome. And here I am at the beautiful Bosphorus Straits, and that's the Bosphorus Bridge over there. This is something like I always stream from over there, then you wouldn't see the Bosphorus Bridge. Like, this bridge at night is gorgeous. But even if I come at night, you guys won't be able to see it properly because this camera doesn't capture a lot of the night details. So really, you guys should really go to Google or YouTube and just go Google Bosphorus Bridge and see what it looks like at night. It's just amazing. And good morning, günaydın. 좋은 아침이에요. 오하요 고자이마스. genki desu ka, minasan? 早上好。你好吗？ Rihan, how much does it cost to go in that ship? This ferry is very cheap. Now, the ferries here are like buses. People take them not for fun. People take them really to travel between the the Asia side and the Europe side of Istanbul and to other sides of Istanbul. So it's actually really cheap. In fact, in my previous episodes, I've actually taken you guys on a ride on this ferry before. It's not a ship, it's more like a ferry that goes between these three parts of Istanbul, the Kadıköy part, the Asia and the Europe part of Istanbul. Yeah, so it's actually really cheap, like maybe what, 50 cents US dollars, yeah, for a trip all the way down to Kadıköy. Very cheap. And you use the same ticket as you do use the same transport ticket as you do buses and taxis. So ferries here, right? All these ferries, these are not touristy things, These are everyday transports, everyday modes of transport for Turkish people, and fully integrated into the public transport system. Yeah, very interesting, right? It costs like round trip will cost less than $1 US. Cheaper than taking a bus in New York. Let's take a look at this. And see, this is not a river, this is a sea. Is it legal to fish in the river? Of course. This is not a river, it's a sea. This is the Bosphorus Straits, which links the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea. This is a sea. That's why you see this much wave. It's not a river. And people fish from there a lot. During weekends, you'll see people like line up all fishing. Not just fishing, swimming. Even kids swimming in the this is a straits, yeah, straits. Swimming in there, swimming, fishing, yeah, everything is allowed. Very few things are like expressly illegal here in Turkey. You know, like everyday things, everyday life things. Very few things are illegal. You want to sell things by the roadside, oh, you can do that. Perfectly legal. You want to do street side performance, yeah, perfectly legal. You don't need a license or permit for that. You want to fish here, perfectly legal. You want to sell the fish you got here, perfectly legal. You know, that's what I like about Istanbul. You know, there's not. It's a country. It's a city or a country. Turkey is a country where it's mostly about you being a good person and you doing the right things rather than the law making you this or that. You know, so it's a very free country, a very free society. And really, the only reason why I'm here all this while is really, even through the pandemic, there's no lockdown, there's no restrictions, there's no this and that. There's nobody talking about vaccines, nobody talking about COVID. Like, it doesn't exist at all. Like, you don't feel that there's a pandemic going on at all. Nobody cares. You can be sneezing and coughing and nobody will be running away from you like pigeons. You know, no, nobody. You're sneezing and coughing, guy will be still beside you. They don't care. Yeah, like just like normal. And I really love it. This is the way you handle this, because just look at all the other countries. And I've been saying this ever since the start of the pandemic, that no matter how much you lock down, this is a kind of flu. It's just gonna keep coming back. And for the past 2 years, the world lost hundreds of billions of dollars locking themselves from the rest of the world, and still look at what's happening right now. Yeah, just a waste of money. Like, Donald Trump got it right from the start. I kind of agree with him. I'm one of the very few who agrees with him right from the start. That if it's a strain of flu, there's nothing you can do about it. Rihan, in India, most of the places are illegal to fish. Oh, really? When I went to Cochin and you know, the southern area, Cochin area, you can fish anywhere if you want to, but no, like really nobody will want you. But if you want to, you can. And then there are big fishing nets that nobody even use. But that was a long time ago. I was in Cochin like what, 22, 23 years ago. Yeah, maybe 22, 23 years or more. A long time ago. It's an India that was before your time, yeah, Rihan. That was the India where you didn't exist. Good morning, Astro Boy! 조산! 좋은 아침이에요. Today is a nice cloudy day. You know, when it's cloudy like this, I come out to the Bosphorus Straits, yeah? And Bosphorus Straits, this is the Bosphorus Bridge, the gorgeous Bosphorus Bridge, which is most beautiful at night, of course. Just like the Hangang Taekyu in Seoul, it's most beautiful at night. But at night, even if I come out to show you guys, you won't see much, because this crappy camera doesn't capture a lot of the nighttime details. I used to stream there a lot, but today is a new angle I'm showing you guys. Why? Because, you know, the sun is halfway in the cloud, halfway not in the cloud. So I found myself somewhere with a shed here at the ferry station. So I'm just going to stream from here rather than my usual spot over there. And good morning, Rihan. Point towards any other ship behind you, and I will but that for you now. What do you do? What do you mean? I don't understand. Point towards any other ship behind you. Oh, okay. And I will but that for you now. What do you mean? I don't understand. Over the past few weeks, I've actually taken you guys on I've actually streamed on that ferry, and I've streamed on this ferry before. So you've not seen this, that means you just discover me late. You gotta wait for the next time and do it. I usually take these ferries during weekends when I'm not in a rush to go home. Yeah, I'm like today, you know, for those of you from the US, yeah, just finished long weekend, President's Day long weekend in the US. So today is my first working day as well, you know. So during weekdays, right, I work the US market, so I'm kind of busy. US market opens at 5 p.m. here, so I gotta get ready by 4. Everything, like every day, I'm kind of like quite packed up, which is why I cannot afford to stream this forever, like indefinitely. You know, I need to finish at 1.5 hours. Otherwise, I don't have time for lunch, don't have time for my nap. As I need to take my nap every day. Otherwise, I cannot function all the way through the night. You know. US market opens at 5:30 p.m. and then goes all the way to 12 midnight. I mean, if I don't do my afternoon nap, I'll crash at night. I really love the moss. You just see how beautiful the green moss is. How green, like neon green, yeah? Besiktas Ferry Terminal, yep. I would take the boat again if, you know, on weekends when it's not sunny, I'll bring you guys on a boat trip again. Thing is, the boat trip to and fro takes, I don't know, sometimes I get stuck at Kadakoi area, so I don't want to do all these kind of big things during weekdays where I'm actually quite packed up. Oh, there he is, slipping off. In Navy, we call this slipping off. So aeroplanes take off and ships slip off. They're slipping off right now. Boom, there you go. And like I say, you know, all these ferries and all these ships, right? They are not tourist things, you know. These are public transportation. This is part of the Istanbul public transportation, because the public actually takes these ferries to go between the east and west area of Istanbul. In fact, you know, the Korean restaurant that I go to all the time, all of the employees live over there on the east side, which is the cheaper side, and they take this ferry every day to work. Yeah, so it's very cheap. It's part of public transportation. It's not like a touristy thing, or not like a luxury thing. You know, people really take this thing to go to work. Rihan, why did the tomato blush because it saw the salad dressing? That's a very old joke, Rihan, very old. I'm sorry, I can't laugh to that joke, you know, because I read that joke at least 40 years ago, okay? That's too old, that joke is too old. Yesterday I told a really good joke, remember? Harry Potbelly, Jaya, how much is the ferry ticket? Less than $1 round trip. Very cheap. Very cheap. And if you do one way, it's probably only about what, 50 cents US dollars, if I remember correctly, yeah? Yeah. Very cheap. Or maybe even just a quarter US dollar. It's part of the public transport network, so it's not expensive. You use the same card to tap and enter the ferry, the same card you use on buses, the same card you use on taxis. And over the past few months, I actually brought you guys twice on a trip on that ferry and once on a trip on that ferry. But I'll do it again. But this weekends when it's not sunny. It's all about the weather. Okay, whatever I do, however I plan my life every day, is all about the weather, right? Oh, what's this ship trying to do? Nose in on the pier itself. This is weird. This is a weird orientation. See people still taking life slow. I highly suspect it's a public holiday today here in Istanbul, because most of the shops are closed today. It's still closed. I don't know why. So if you're from Istanbul, maybe you know, and let me know what's going on in Istanbul today. What's going on in Turkey today? Is it a public holiday today? Is it a public holiday today here in Turkey? Anyone? So I'm so surprised. I walked out and all the cafes are closed, all the restaurants are closed. It's weird. It's never like this, and there's hardly anybody on the streets today. Rihan, 我以为我会让你开心，但我是那个被取笑的人。Oh, it's very weird. I don't understand what this means. Astro Boy, nope, what? Nope, nope, what? What? Nope, nope, for what? It's such a serene view. And just like, what, 10 minutes walk from my home, you know, this place here. But 10 minutes of exposure to direct sunlight is a killer. So if it's sunny, I wouldn't even do this 10 minutes trip. Astro Boy, not a holiday. Oh, weird. So why is everything closed today? I don't understand. Obviously, there's no lockdown because the ferries are still on. Everybody's still coming. There's a lot of people coming from the ferries. I don't know. Weird. Weird. Weird things happening every day. You can't figure them out all. And for those of you whoa, I almost slipped back here. For those of you that join me, welcome. This is a live stream where every morning here in Istanbul, yes, I'm Istanbul. This is the Bosphorus Straits of Istanbul. I've been here for 1 year and 3 months. This is a live stream where every morning I bring you guys to a different place or location here in Istanbul. Discover something about Istanbul and then chit chat about anything and everything in life. If you enjoy my live stream, do help me by clicking the like button and join me every morning 10:30 a.m. Turkish time. And today's live stream is brought to you guys by Mr. Hokui from Singapore, who topped up my mobile internet for the rest of the month so that I could stream outdoors again. And today's coffee is brought to you guys by Albert from Hong Kong. Astro Boy, this reminds me when I was visiting Istanbul, MoMA, then I realized it has moved. What? I don't understand what this means. This reminds me when I was visiting Istanbul MoMA. I don't know what's MoMA. What's moved? Joel, hi man, can you talk about the 100,000 USD to stay in Korea with the investment visa? Maybe do a video about their experience. Oh, I don't actually know anything about that. Is there such a thing as paying just 100,000 USD to stay in Korea? The last I know was 500,000 USD. I don't know where 100,000 USD comes from, but as far as I used to know, investment visa in Korea has always been 500,000 USD. Yeah, I don't. Is it 100,000? But of course, I don't experience in that, and I don't really care. Astro Boy, Museum of Modern Art. Oh, so it was along the coastline. Then I checked it moved further inland. Oh, I don't know. I don't do museums. Do you know that in all 2 years of living in New York, right? I've never been to any of the museums in New York. Not the Museum of Fine Arts, not the famous historical Pedestrian or whatever how you pronounce that word, museum. I don't do any museum. I'm just not interested to visit any kind of locations that can be construed as touristy. I just don't go to any touristy things. I don't do anything touristy. I don't know why, but it's just me. I don't do any of this kind of thing. I mean, just look at it. I lived in Paris and I've never been to the Eiffel Tower. I didn't even get even close to the Eiffel Tower. I see Eiffel Tower less than 1 centimeter always. I'm just not interested. And I passed by the Louvre like 20 times. And not once have I been inside the Louvre to see the Mona Lisa. I'm just not interested in any of this kind of thing. I'm not interested in anything touristy. I'm interested in daily life. I'm interested in more than looking at art and looking at buildings. I like to look at people. I like to observe what people do, how they do what they do. I like to observe animals, people. I don't like to observe, look at dead buildings, like sculptures or this kind of things, My obsession is with mankind. I'm very obsessed with understanding and observing mankind in all of the weirdness and all of the diversity of behaviors and all these things. That's my thing. Yeah. What's Guggenheim? What's Guggenheim? I don't know what's Guggenheim. So that's why I've lived in so many different countries, but I don't know anything touristy about those countries. I've been here in Istanbul for 1 year and 3 months. Yeah, I've never once been to the Hagia Sophia. Okay, so to me, I'm treating the Hagia Sophia like the Eiffel Tower back in Paris. Yeah, I just don't go to these kind of places. So even though I've lived in so many different countries, if you talk to me about touristy things in those countries, I wouldn't know. I don't do any touristy things. DCM, what's your favorite car? I don't have a favorite car right now. Like I said, I hate cars, I hate automobiles. I don't take any automobiles. For the year of 2020, I've only taken a taxi once, and that was it, you know. I don't do any automobile, therefore I don't go anywhere more than 10 minutes walk from my home. I'm against the idea of automobiles because I think automobiles make human being lazy, makes your muscle atrophy, and it pollutes the environment in more ways you can imagine. Mankind was fine without automobiles for more than 1 million years, and then just since 70, 120 years ago, this whole thing started. It's very recent, and I think it's changing the world too much. I don't like what it's doing. Yeah, I am a very old-fashioned person. Astro Boy, that's unfortunate. I make a point to visit museums in a country I visit and send a postcard home. Yeah, everybody likes different things. You like to see creations of mankind, but I like mankind itself. Most people like creations of mankind. Yeah, when they go to a country, all they like to do is look at the buildings they created, look at the art they created, the creations of mankind. Most people are fascinated with the creation of mankind, but my fascination is with mankind itself. Mankind fascinates me no end, and every time I go to a new country and there's just immediately what I do is immediately just integrate into the residential areas and start to observe what life is really like in these places, you know. To me, life is the thrill. Like, life is my great discovery. I am not particularly interested in buildings, artwork and all that stuff at all. Creations of mankind is not my fascination. My fascination is with mankind itself. Not even nature, and I don't do nature. I don't go to mountains, I don't go into the forests, and I don't go visit a waterfall. No, not even these things. I'm not fascinated with nature, I'm fascinated with human beings, you know. Very hard to understand, huh? I find that these days, very few people are actually fascinated with people itself. Very few people are fascinated with human beings or even animals. So it's quite unfortunate because there's so much, like, human beings are so interesting, so unexpected, so unpredictable, so interesting to see and try to figure out, you know, what's going on with human beings, why they behave the way they do, why they do the things they do, why did in this country these people react to me this way, and in another country these people react to me another way. You know, that's that kind of thing. DCM, you should replace to the new iPhone, then the quality will be maximum. Oh, no point. What's the point? I don't need good quality. You guys need good quality? If I'm open for sponsorship, by the way. If you want to buy me a new iPhone just so that we can do this better, I'm open for sponsorship. But otherwise, honestly, I don't see the need. I don't see the point. I don't make any money from this. I'm not gonna invest any money into this. But the whole point is this: it works. If it works, why should I change it? You know, I'm that kind of person. I'm anti-progress. I'm like, if something works, I'll just keep using it. You know, like my pants, my track pants is 13 years old. I'm still wearing it today. My track pants is 13 years old, you know. Some of my underwear, my 7 pieces of underwear, some of them are about 11 years old. I'm still wearing. I use things till they break totally. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't see the need to so-called change up, to upgrade. To me, I'm anti-progress because I think all this material progress is not the original state of being a human being. Human being never needed these things. When I was young, there wasn't these things. When I was young, there was no such thing as mobile phones either. Not even smartphones, we're talking about not even mobile phones, not even those big block bricks, you know, that you call mobile phones back in the 80s, you know. Not even that, you know. So, yeah, I know I'm weird and it takes a lot to understand why I do the things I do. I know everybody would be doing life a lot differently if they have my conditions, if they have my, what do you call that in English? 条件, 条件. If they have my kind of lifestyle, maybe. If you guys have my, I know, you know, for most people, if you guys have my lifestyle, you'll be doing it very differently from me. You'll be all over Turkey, you'll be doing touristy things and stuff. But I'm just weird. For 1 year and 3 months in Turkey, I've not been in Istanbul. I've not been to Hagia Sophia. I've not been to any parts of Turkey. I've not been outside Istanbul, and in fact, I've not even explored the Asia side of Istanbul, just right in front of me, just one ferry away. I've not even explored that. Imagine how good the video will be. I don't know how good the video will be. I've never seen it. I think the video looks good as it is on this phone. It's a 6-year-old phone. I intend to use it till it breaks. Astro Boy, how about bicycle? Is it difficult because of the slopes? Oh, nobody rides bicycles here because the slopes are impossible to navigate. Nobody. I've never seen any riders. You know, like riding bicycle is such a heat and I think it's a hype thing, because I only start seeing it like explode over the past 5 to 10 years. It's a hype thing. It's a recent hype. Yeah, the bicycle thing. I know everybody in the world riding on fancy bicycles everywhere. You know, like, you know, you don't see it here at all. Like zero, not one, not even one. For those of you that join me, welcome. This is the Bosphorus Straits of Istanbul. The beautiful Bosphorus Bridge here. It's a cloudy spring morning this Tuesday morning here in Istanbul. 13 degrees Celsius. I'm no longer wearing my winter jacket, and therefore I'm forgetting my streaming stick, because I put my streaming stick in my winter jacket. Oh well, I'm holding it with my hand right now. Holding the phone. And this is a live stream where every morning here in Istanbul, I bring you guys to a different location or cafe, discover a little bit something about Istanbul, and then generally just chit chat about anything and everything about life. And today I'm showing you guys this new angle of the Bosphorus Bridge. I used to always stream from that angle, but this angle, I've never streamed from this angle. But I'm only here really because I'm not trying to show you guys a new angle on the bridge, you know, which of course is really beautiful. But I'm here for the shade. Because the sun is halfway in the cloud and halfway not in the cloud. So, man, I can still feel the UV slamming on my face at certain angles. So I'm that UV sensitive. Even like you see, there's no sun, right? But when the UV hits me, right, a certain amount, I can feel it like very clearly. So that's why I'm staying in the shade. Suman, where are you right now? Oh, yeah, I think I just explained. That's Suman. This is the Bosphorus Straits of Istanbul. Take a look. There's the Bosphorus Bridge over there. And you see a beautiful moss. All this moss look neon green. So beautiful. Moss green. And this is not a river. This is a sea strait, yeah, connecting the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea. This is a sea, not a river. That's the Asia side of Istanbul, and I am here in the Europe side of Istanbul. That's the Asia side of Istanbul. Actually, that side is where the rest of Turkey begins. This Europe side, Istanbul, is actually really small. It's a very small part of Istanbul and a very small part of the overall Turkey itself. In fact, this part here looks more or less like a brick away from the rest of the country of Turkey. In fact, not just geographically. I feel it's a brick away even culturally, because here the culture in this side of Istanbul or this side of Turkey is 100% European. But if you go all the way up the Asia side and beyond into Istanbul itself, is a different culture. Into Turkey itself, not Istanbul. From that part onwards, that's Turkey, you know? Yeah. Jaya, do you invest or trade in crypto? Nope, not at all. As a proper financial professional, I don't do hypes. I don't do hype investment vehicles that has no real basis in real world finance. Yeah. Suman, I think you should change your profile picture. That have, oh, you're so handsome. I don't know. I kind of like it. I like that profile picture. But welcome, Suman. Where are you watching from? Hide here, man. Where are you watching from, Suman? Just standing here listening to the wave breaking behind is very cool, very soothing. Yeah. This year, what do you think about NFT art? Like I said, anything that's not classic finance, I'm not interested. I'm an old school financial professional. In my opinion, only non-financial professionals chase after hypes like this, because you guys are not you did not go through the amount of schooling I did to understand where everything fits in the financial system and the economy, and therefore everything kind of makes sense to you, which do not make sense to professionals like me. Yeah, all these new things, I'm sorry, to me they are just hypes. They will come and go. They are not anything for investment value, in my opinion. All right. Astro Boy, is your walk to work? What do you mean? Suman, you from Nepal? Oh, I have another viewer, very long-term viewer. Alphas, also from Nepal, from Kathmandu. Welcome, Nepal. Good afternoon, Nepal. Nepal afternoon, yeah. Is your workplace near your apartment? Walk to work? I don't know how to answer that question, Astro Boy. There is a legally and politically correct answer and a real answer, and both are very different. Like, you guys may think like a lot of questions most of us, right, are seems very common sense, and seems very innocent, and seems very like daily life, but to me are extremely tricky and extremely hard to answer. And this is one such question. I don't know how to answer that question, Astro Boy. And Hokui, good afternoon. And once again, since Hokui is here, today's outdoor live stream is brought to you guys by Mr. Hokui here from Singapore, who topped up my mobile internet for the rest of the month, which actually ends pretty much today. I'm gonna have to go pay for my internet again today. So today, without Hokui, we will not be out here in the Bosphorus. And boom, let's take a look. DCM, the crypto NFT, yeah, it's all the greater fool game. Greater fool means, it has no value on its own. It's just one person buy it for $1, next person pick it up from you for $2, and next person pick it up from him for $3. The problem with things that are not real financial assets is that once the fifth people do not pick it up at $5, everything collapses and there is no real value. It is a nothing. You see, that is the problem with all these new financial hypes. Okay, but if you look at something with real value, like a stock, you're holding, let's say, a stock. A stock may be hyped in the same way, but the mechanism is very different. Everybody thinks that, oh, well, isn't crypto and all these things work like a stock? Like you buy, I buy, the price goes up. No, there's a difference. In that, if I have a stock for $1, next guy buy it from me for $2, next guy buy it from that guy for $3, and the next guy do not buy it, it falls back down to what? Not zero, no. It falls back down to $1 because it has a real asset value, meaning that $1 stock allows you to claim real financial assets on that company. But hype investment vehicles like cryptos, NFTs with no real financial asset, you buy it for $1, next guy buys it from you for $2, next guy buys it from that guy for $3, and when the fourth person fails to pick it up at $4, the whole thing collapses down to zero, not one, because it doesn't even have the one value behind it. That is the difference. This is why real financial experts like myself would never touch this shit. Astro Boy, okay, sure, no problem. Okay, sure, no problem. What? I don't understand. Wow, Astro Boy talking in cryptics today, yeah. Hokui, ha 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 ha. This year, a mentor said, don't be the last guy holding the bag of shit. Yeah. I just explained the big difference, or just a very simplified difference between what a real asset is and what a hype investment vehicle like cryptos and NFTs and all this bullshit are. Right? The difference is that you cannot just create a financial asset from thin air. It just cannot happen. All financial assets have real basis in the real world, in the real economy. Otherwise, it's just a financial black hole. Astro Boy, sure, no problem. Don't need you to answer that question earlier. There's a few questions that you can ask me that a lot of people think is daily life, normal things that to me is extremely hard to answer. Like, where are you from? Like, where do you go to work? Like, all this shit. To me, it's very hard to answer. The beautiful and gorgeous. This is Panan, my #1 most favorite place in Istanbul, to be honest. Especially in the morning where there's a lot of seagulls. Seagulls go to sleep at about noon, yeah? So in the morning, this whole place will be flooded with seagulls. Very beautiful. But by noontime, only a few left who didn't get the food in the morning. The rest will go to sleep during noontime. Hokui. Bye Limpeh bro, see you later. I go makan. Bye. Bye, see you. Wow, I go makan. I haven't heard this for a long time. I put down so much weight, no? Shit, look at that. Beautiful Bosphorus Straits. Beautiful, fresh air. You know, like this is Istanbul here, right? It's one of those few places in the world I can still smell fresh air, you know, to be honest. You can't smell any fresh air in Seoul anymore these days. Oh, namaskaran, Shishish from Bharata. Welcome, welcome. Or Bharat, or Bharatan, depending on which part of the country you're from. And today we are at the gorgeous, beautiful, gorgeous Bosphorus Straits of Istanbul. Oh, that's the Bosphorus Bridge over there. That's the place I usually stream from, but today I'm streaming under shelter. So I'm sure, so you get a new view of the Bosphorus. I don't think I've shown this view of the Bosphorus before. It's actually really nice. But I'm mainly here for the cover, the shade, because it's a half cloudy day today, and at times I can feel the UV penetrating on my face. I can actually feel it, you know. There's no sunshine, but I can feel the UV. So I prefer to be under shade today. It's still a very nice day, otherwise I won't be out here. And it's a beautiful morning, beautiful spring morning here in Istanbul. 13 degrees Celsius. I'm no longer wearing my winter jacket. I think this is a really nice weather. Astro Boy, is that the Istanbul Tower in the background? Good morning, Liana from UK. What Istanbul Tower? I know there's a tower over there. Really, the tallest thing I see in Istanbul is over there, but I'm not sure what it's called. I don't know if it's called the Istanbul Tower or what. I don't know. Like I say, you know, that's how much I'm interested in man-made stuff. To me, man-made stuff has zero to little to no meaning. Liana, wow, this place looks beautiful. Yeah, this is the Bosphorus Straits of Istanbul. You see, it's a straits, it's a sea straits, yeah? It's not a river. You see all the moss building up on the stones. You can fish here, you can swim here. Lots of fish in here, therefore a lot of seagulls. And I've never streamed from this angle of the Bosphorus Straits before. Like, I stream from a Bosphorus Strait a lot, right? Especially nowadays where this place is only 10 minutes walk from my place. You know, a few weeks ago I actually, in one of my live streams, we actually walked all the way from my apartment down to the Bosphorus, remember? I think I really enjoyed that live stream. That live stream was so good. Like, from my home to the Bosphorus, we saw so many amazing people, so many interesting animals. Yeah? Remember? Shish. your phone and internet are man-made too. I can live without my phone and my internet, to be honest. Yeah. That's why I don't really care about my phone. It's a 6-year-old phone. Everybody's asking me to upgrade. I don't see the point. I'm not interested in upgrading or this kind of thing. Yeah. I'm just not interested. And I'm not interested in the internet either. If not for streaming, I pretty much don't use the internet. Streaming and trading only. I don't do anything on the internet. I don't surf around looking at the news. I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't want to know. I don't care to know. I don't use the internet how people use. I don't use any apps. My phone is super empty, no apps. I don't see the point using any apps. There's only one app I use right now, a food delivery app here. Yeah. That's how how disinterested I am in all these man-made things. To me, all these things has little to no value because I grew up not having these things and life was good back then. I would argue life was better back then. Yeah. Liana, I hope everyone okay. Remember this ferry? We took this ferry once together. I think last month, remember? From the deck over there, the rear deck. If there was no internet, we probably won't each other at all. Won't each other at all. And you upgrade your phone sooner or later, cause the implementation of 5G and stuff, your device just won't. Yeah, when I will use it till it breaks. That's it. Yeah, I will use it till it stops working, then I will get what works. Because I'm just not interested. For those who are so-called interested, you're always looking at it, you're always chasing it, you're always trying to go for a latest model. No, not me. I don't care. I use one thing till it breaks. Yeah, it's a 6-year-old phone here. And honestly, if there's no internet, we won't know each other. I don't mind not knowing each other. I prefer the life back then in the 80s and 90s where there was no internet. There's no easy way to know each other. And people still come out to have coffee and meet each other and have meaningful time together. To me, this is not. I don't like this. To me, this is not natural at all. Okay, but since it is available and it's a window for other people to see the kind of life that I have, so that's why I'm doing it. And it does have its use, but I'm not particularly interested in understanding more of its use, to be honest. DCM, I know that boat. Then I won't get a new phone until my current one breaks. Yeah, I won't get a new one until this one breaks. It doesn't look anywhere close to breaking. I mean, just imagine, this may be a 6-year-old phone, no? But back in the 90s and back in year 2000, this was like groundbreaking. This is unimaginable technology back then. Okay. Oh. So I don't understand why everybody's chasing after the latest iPhone or instead. And you know, like I see these days, right? Like as a kid, right? I've never had a part-time job. I've never worked any part-time job all my life. And people say, oh, that's because your family is rich. It's not, no. It's not at all. Okay? Why? Because when I go to ask kids these days, I always ask these kids, all the Aubas, saying, I ask them, why do you have to work part-time? You know what they tell me? So that I can buy what I want. Then I say, what do you want? Then they'll name me all the laptops and all the mobile phones. This is exactly why I never had to have a part-time job when I was young. There was no laptops, there was no mobile phones to go after. Life was simple. I never grew up stained by society in any way because life was simple. Yeah, and I kept that simplicity all my life, you know. So I actually prefer it that way. I prefer life that way, not this. I don't like what I'm seeing over the past 30 years, to be honest. Astro Boy, I think that tall building is the Kamlika Tower, very modern. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not, like I said, I'm not very interested in towers and man-made stuff like this. So I've been looking at it for more than 1 year and I've never bothered to check out what it actually is. I'm still not bothered. My fascination is with human beings. The human beings of different cultures and different countries and places, you know. Not very interested in man-made buildings and all this stuff. Mabel Tan. Oh, Mabel, I haven't seen you in quite a while. Welcome. Hi, Limpeh. I miss the old days where the mass public didn't have mobile phones too. Yeah, people were more present and appreciate the moment more. Exactly, they are more human. You see how all these things, all these technologies are taking the humanity out of human beings. They are taking away the real human experience away from human beings. Right now, I would say this is the experience of human life is going lower, while people are actually experiencing a robot life. What you see and how you get information these days and how you interact with the world these days is not very different from how a robot would. Okay, so yeah, I think it's a very sad thing, because you live here once as a human being. The whole purpose is to experience what it's like to be a human and to live and experience the human life. But over the past 30 years, human beings were okay for about 1,000,000 years, and only the past 30 to 50 years we start to screw it up. I don't know why. I don't know what's up with the last 30 to 50 years, that everything everything become like human beings is on the race to replace natural life with robotic life. I don't know why. Shish. Liana just accidentally dropped it from 4th floor. Okay, yeah. Shish is one of those tech lovers. I can tell now. Liana, I really like my phone. Shish. I actually don't like getting new ones. Yeah, I don't like getting new ones. And hello, Albert. Welcome, Albert from Hong Kong. Today I'm streaming from the beautiful Bosphorus Straits of Istanbul. It's a beautiful spring morning, 13 degrees Celsius. Cloudy day. Yes, because it's a cloudy day, I walk all the way out here, 10 minutes from my home. This is 10 minutes from my home. If it's sunny, I won't be out here. But as you can see, it's only partial cloud cover. There's still sky. That's why today I'm streaming from this angle. Usually I stream from that angle without cover. But since I can still feel some UV hiding in cover, showing you guys this. Oh, and thank you, Albert, for another $5 donation. Wow. Yesterday Albert bought me coffee, which covers yesterday's coffee and today's coffee, and this will cover today and tomorrow again. Thanks a lot, Albert, for the coffee money. Thanks a lot. Oh, Albert, really appreciate it, Albert. For those of you who like to buy me coffee, you can do it by going to the comments section and clicking on the little S button, right? Any amount is big here in Istanbul these days. And yeah, really appreciate it, Albert, really appreciate it. Just for your $5, I'm going to do something special for you today. I'm going to remove my sunglasses for you. Thanks a lot, Albert, thanks a lot. I got to put on the glasses, I can feel the UV around me. Liana, I remember writing notes to friends to ask to meet at public. Yeah, back in those days, right? It's like we rush home to wait for calls. We write letters to pen pals, right? Those good old days, So there is a lot of charm in how life happened back then, yeah. And that kind of charm I stopped seeing in today's society with all these modern conveniences. I think human beings need to be inconvenienced. I don't think human beings should live a life of full convenience. We should be inconvenienced in certain ways so the beauty can pour forth. Same here, but 5G trials are going on here, and I think I'll have to say bye to my phone in a year or two. My laptop is 11 years old and I still can't get, because I like it very much. I don't even know what this whole 5G thing is all about. I honestly don't really care. Albert, coffee for you. Drink more. 不用客气咯. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, Albert. Really appreciate it. It's very warm to receive coffee from people watching me in the other side of the world. It's very warm because I'm in a very completely foreign country with a completely foreign culture amongst people who looks completely different from me. Any form of kindness that you can receive is very warm. I don't know how to describe this. Over the past 2 days, my English is really going down and down and down. Huh? DCM. Disagree with the HK hamster. I don't know what's that. What's the HK hamster? I don't know what's the HK hamster. Look at how green the moss is. Look at how green the moss is, like neon green, you know? Huh? So beautiful, yeah? Life is slow here. Oh, it makes me remember the song. I'm gonna sing you guys the song while you look at this. Life is slow here, slower than the trees. Of course, it's older. I know it's older. I'm just changing it a little bit. Younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Istanbul, Beşiktaş, take me home. Bosphorus Straits. Oh, life is so slow here. You can feel the slowness in the air. You can hear the seagulls. People walking slow. People are not rushing. This year they're killing hamsters because of COVID. I don't know. Like I said, I don't use the internet in that way. I don't use the internet to get information which I am not first-hand privy of. So yeah, I don't know what's going on in Hong Kong. Shish, hamsters. I only thought feline family has COVID so far among animals. I don't know. I don't know anything about COVID, and I don't know anything about Hong Kong. I don't know how COVID works. I don't know what's the latest development. I know about Omicron. I know everywhere is Nali Lanko. But here in Istanbul, man, you don't feel it at all, man. I can just sneeze and cough loudly here and nobody will run away from me. Nobody cares. I'm actually quite surprised now. I've seen here like people in very, very close proximity, and then other people comes in and then starts coughing and nobody even flinches. Nobody cares. Nobody even look like, oh, nobody asks, nobody cares. Everybody just keep going on. Yeah. That's why I say I want to write out the whole pandemic here in Istanbul, you know, because here is real life. Here 진짜 딴 세상 같아. 완전 딴 세상 사는 것 같아. It's like living in a different world. It's like the whole world is in pandemic mode right now, but this place here doesn't look like it belongs to the rest of the world, you know, in this sense. It feels like I'm living on Mars or Titan, on the moon of Titan or something like that, where what the rest of the world is going through right now doesn't affect this place at all. Liana, last night Boris Johnson lifted all restrictions in the UK. Isn't it laughable that people are lifting restrictions right now when cases are the highest? When back then, when cases were less than half of the cases, right now they are locking down and making everybody suffer and losing money and causing businesses to shut down all for nothing. You know, by releasing all the, not just UK, maybe some other countries as well, they are releasing their restrictions right now when the pandemic is at its worst. It's just laughable, to be honest. They're just smacking themselves in the face. That what Limpeh has been saying over the past 2 years is true. That's not the way to beat COVID. And now they lost all that money and slapped themselves in the face and releasing restrictions when situation is at its worst ever. It's just laughable. Fools. At least Turkey is smart. I love Turkey. I love smart places with smart people. Shish, that's how medicine will sell. Limpeh need more to get infected. The thing is, you get infected whether or not medicine or not, whatever, restrictions or not, this thing will go around. It's flu. It's the moment I hear that it's flu more than 2 years ago, I know this is not going away. You know, if there's a cure for flu, then everybody starts slamming me on the internet saying, oh, you know, oh, you're so ignorant, you know, look at the scientific reports. This is not just a form of flu. They try to, basically what they're trying to tell me is this: you lock down yourself for 2 years and you go away. Nah. And I'm right again. I hate to be right all the time, but I'm always right. I'm even right about the stock market. I remember, guys, during Christmas of last year, I told you guys to be ready for a very big market crash this year. And so far, look at the markets. Boom, 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 boom. I hate to be right all the time, you know. Why? Because whenever I say something that is going to be right, everybody tells me I'm wrong. And I get into endless and pointless debates. And then after that, they all get quiet. They don't come to me like, oh, Limpeh, I'm so sorry, you were right, Well, I was a fool. They don't come to me saying that, DCM, this is not Resident Evil. I wish it's Resident Evil, it'd be more fun. Liana, well, now they've taken away our free COVID test. I don't know why you need to be tested for COVID in the first place. I never used any of these tests. If you get it, you know. 100% you know when it's COVID. You don't need to be tested to know. Liana, I know these restrictions are lifted now. It's been exposed. All the politicians broke all the rules. Just laughable, Just laughable. What a joke, these people. Sometimes I feel like the only smart person in the world. But the good thing is, I don't have the save the world syndrome. So I don't care to save people from their stupidity either. I just live my own life and happy with it. When you can live life so quiet and so peaceful, why would you bother about trying to save the world? Everybody says I should go into politics, because I'm like always riding ahead of the curve in so many things. I should, come out and do something for people, but nah, that's not the way to save the world. The way to save the world is simply this: make one happy people at a time. Spread happiness, make happy people. That's the way to save the world. No politicians, no amount of man-made things. Man-made things cannot solve the problem which came from man-made things. Happiness is the only solution. And happiness is the whole point of my live stream. Okay? Spreading good vibes. You can treat everything I say as nonsense, and actually I prefer that you treat everything I say as nonsense. I prefer that. Just take the vibe, spread it to the next person, and the next and the next. And one person at a time will make this world a better place. That has been the whole purpose of my live stream. Not to show you guys touristy areas, beautiful places, or to talk sense or anything, The whole purpose at the end of the day is just this: sharing good vibes. Liana, I agree. And honestly, living here in Turkey for 1 year, for the past 1 year and 3 months, I don't feel any COVID going on. If not for the news, I wouldn't know there's a pandemic going on, because life is normal here. There's nothing. You can cough and everything here and nobody cares. ACM. Liana, is something everyone is capable of. Like what? What is it? Happiness? No, happiness is not natural. Not in today's world. Not everybody is capable of being happy. That's why we need to spread it, to help them to feel, to help people feel the vibe. Only the vibe, So in the end of the day, what's the vibe? It's the energy. It's the energy, the prana. That's why today, to me, more and more, I think the solution for mankind is not more technology, not more politicians, but I'm leaning more and more towards spirituality, happiness and energy as the solution for living a good human life on earth. Technology cannot solve the problems of technology. Rules cannot solve the problems created by rules. In the end of the day, everybody needs to rediscover the greatest power of being human, which is your prana energy. the energy that lifts your moods, keep you motivated, allows you to see and connect with nature and have the good energy to experience life, which is the whole purpose of this life. The whole purpose is not to create a better world for the next generation. The whole purpose is for you to experience this world in your generation and then go. That's it, you know. You just have to not mess up the world. You never have to try to think about making the world a better place. You just have to not break it. Which is sadly what's happening, huh? Everybody talk about, oh, we want to leave behind a better world for next generation. You know, you don't have to concern yourself with the next generation. You just have to not break it today. That's all you have to do. I don't know why, you know, like most people at higher up places don't see common sense. This, of course, you know, like people in higher up places too busy defending their positions. I was there once. You don't know, like 90% of the work of politicians is just power playing to maintain their positions, and they work the real work for the people only 10% of the time. I see that firsthand, yeah, firsthand I saw all these things. The amount of effort politicians have to put in just to stay in their job is just ridiculous. Nobody have to beg for their jobs as much as politicians have to. Politicians literally beg for their jobs. So sad. Liana, I really want to go for a stroll where you are right now. Yeah, I know, right? This is the life, man. This is the life. This is the life itself. The bird in the air, seeing the clouds in the sky, hearing the waves breaking. This is the original human life, you know. Human beings lived like this for a million years before we screwed it up. Starting only just 100 years ago. Another ferry coming in. Wow, an hour. Let's go for a little stroll then. Now that the sun is well hidden, wow, I can still feel the UV in my face. Gotta turn that way. Oh, I can really feel the UV. Oh, UV is very, very strong. Albert, tech is related to the physical world. Spirituality is ability to live with the ongoing changes. Yeah. Spirituality is the hard science of reality, which of course also includes living with the ongoing changes, because the ongoing changes are the reality that's happening right now. Astro Boy, Doomsday Clock is at 10. I don't believe in that bullshit. If it ends, it ends, and the end of the world is a very, very abstract concept. You know, you can say that the end of the world is an impossible event, and you can also say that the end of the world happens every second and every minute. Yes, if you understand deeply what the cycles of creation and destruction really means and feels, then you will start to understand that there is no end, no beginning. There's no destruction. There's no possibility of an end of the world. But also, you can also say that every second, every minute, the world is ending. Why? Okay, I'll explain all this in the future. A lot of things people are not ready to know. DCM, nuclear is not a problem. Albert, power corrupts a person. Yeah. DCM, Kim Jong-un. I don't know why everybody hates Kim Jong-un, by the way. Like I say, the way I think about a lot of things, right, is probably the exact opposite of what most people think. And a lot of my opinions are very controversial. Yeah. Controversial because my opinions are not given to me by society. I make my own opinions about everything. Nobody tells me what to believe in, and nobody gives me their ideas and stuff. Okay, that's That's why my ideas and my opinions tend to be very different, and my values tend to be very different from most acceptable ones. Yeah. But I don't think about Kim Jong Un the way you guys think, or at least the way the rest of the world think. Actually, but I don't want to go too deeply into this. Liana, wow, the light bouncing off the water is so captivating. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, the sun is behind me, by the way. Albert, need checks and balances. Contrary, you know, like this check and balances people have been talking about it for like 50 years. So what has checks and balances ever done for mankind? Look at the trend. Look at what mankind and all these things are trending towards. Astro Boy, contrarian view. I don't have a contrarian view. My views are not contrarian. Because in order to have a contrarian view, you need to know what's the mainstream view. I don't even know what's the mainstream view. my opinion simply comes from my own experiences. Meaning, most people, what you think you believe in, okay, what you think you believe in mostly is not your own belief. It's a belief given to you by the media, by your society, by your family. Yeah. You say you hate Kim Jong Un, okay? Do you even know Kim Jong Un? Everything you know and feel about Kim Jong Un has been given to you, handed over to you by the media and by people around you, by society, right? What do you know about Kim Jong Un? You know nothing, you know. So because I don't belong in any society or institution or belief or anything, I make up my own mind about everything, and therefore, even though my views are typically different from other people, they are not contrarian. Because in order to be contrarian, you have to know, oh, this is mainstream, and I don't believe in the mainstream. No, I am not somebody who don't believe in the mainstream. I'm just somebody who don't know what's the mainstream. Albert, reality as per this dimension. Well, these or other dimensions, reality is okay, these or other dimensions, reality shares the same realness. There's no words for these things, yeah, but I'm just talking from my own experience that even in higher dimensions or alternate dimensions, the reality will share the same realness or basis of reality. It's not that different. It's not that different. In the end, most of the time, what other people think is weirdness of other dimensions is just opinion stemming from limited perception, limited ability to perceive. Human beings are born with extremely limited perception. In fact, you know, you think you live in a 3D world. Think again. Can you prove that you live in a 3D world? You cannot. Because you think you're living in a 3D world, but you're looking at everything through a 2D image on your eyes. Everything you see is 2D. That's why optical illusion museums exist. Because we cannot even perceive 3 dimensions. Don't even talk about higher alternate dimensions. We are flawed and limited creatures in this sense, you know. So most of the things that people find weird or ununderstandable, unknowable about a lot of things simply is what Buddha says, stem from ignorance. But Buddha didn't have a better word. So what is ignorance? Ignorance is limited perception. Not able to see a 3-dimensional image when we obviously live in a 3D world. You see this side of the hand, you cannot prove that the other side of the hand exists. That's the problem. Very deep, yeah. That's why I don't like to talk about these things too much these days, because it's just way beyond a lot of people's common acceptance and understanding. Honestly, it doesn't really do much for a daily life anyways. Daily life is just this, and all spiritual masters, this is exactly what they do in the end of the day. Just experiencing the nature of life. That's all. Just standing here and ogling at all these things, listening to the waves, looking at the water, watching the birds. That's all, you know. This is, you know, all spiritual masters, this is all they do all day long, you know. They don't go on a astral journey into other dimensions, all this stuff. No, this is what all spiritual masters do on a daily basis. Albert, they share the fundamental principles. Yeah, the fundamental principles of reality is the same across all dimensions. It's just that we're incapable of perceiving those principles. The way of the Tao, yeah, 道可道非常道，名可非常名。Basically, what in Tao Te Ching, this means, this is, in modern terms, I would say, in a more holistic way, it actually means that, it simply means that we have not invented the vocabulary and the language to explain spiritual or deep real reality yet. That's what it means. Liana, I think that place you are, I would really enjoy. Of course, everybody will enjoy this place. Look at the waves breaking and people getting wet. Look at that. This is my most favorite place in Istanbul. Look at the waves. This is a sea, yeah? That's why you can see. This is a sea, this is not a river. Wow, waves are really coming in. That's the Maiden Tower over there. That's the Hagia Sophia over there. And I've been here 1 year and 3 months, never been to Hagia Sophia. Just not interested. There, that's the Hagia Sophia, right there. That's Constantinople right there. For those of you who are wondering, a lot of people call Istanbul Constantinople. It's not correct. Huh? Constantinople is just that area over there, with the Acropolis on top, which is right now what people call the Hagia Sophia. 1 year and 3 months, I've never been there. That's the Asia side of Istanbul. We are in the Europe side of Istanbul. And 1 year and 3 months, I've never been over there either. Yes, I am a very boring person. Shish. Just feels cold to see that though. Just feels cold to see that. Sunset will be pretty there. Oh, sunset is not pretty. Sunrise will be pretty. Sunset is not pretty here. Because that side is east. Sunrise is very beautiful in the morning, but sunset's the other side. So there's nothing to see for sunset. I'm gonna start walking back towards my home area. Wow, quite a lot of people lately. And if you're new to my live stream, welcome. This is a live stream where every morning here in Istanbul, yes, I'm here in Istanbul, I bring you guys to a different location in Istanbul to explore something about Istanbul, discover something about Istanbul, and then chit chat about anything and everything about life. If you enjoy this manner of a live stream, it happens 10:30 AM Turkish time daily. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later, depending on what time I wake up. Okay, I don't use an alarm clock. Sometimes I wake up earlier, sometimes, but mostly I wake up on the dot. I wake up on the dot at 8:11 AM. I don't know why, it's always 8:11 sharp. I wake up. You know, when I wake up, I check my phone. I check the time on my phone. It's 8:11. Usually 8:11 sharp. Not even 8:10. Not even 8:12. 8:11. I don't know why I got this automatic bio clock thing, bio alarm thing. I don't use an alarm. I wake up, it's usually about 8:11. But sometimes I oversleep. Sometimes no, never earlier, but later. Sometimes I sleep to 10. But anyways, so yeah, sometimes later, sometimes earlier, depends. Yeah, do join me every day 10:30 AM Turkish time. And if you enjoy my live stream, do help me by clicking the like button. Once again, thanks Albert for buying me my coffee for today. It's $5 US. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it, Albert. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Shish. Do you or did you ever paint? Do you do any artistic work? Oh, shish. You don't follow me on my Instagram, do you? For those of you who follow me on my Instagram, you will see plenty of my artistic work. Yeah. Albert, is it a good time to invest in Turkey? As in, nah, of course not. This is a bad time to invest in anything anywhere in the world. Wait till the whole, right now the entire world is in a cycle of asset value depreciation. Okay, so let everything go down, let everything crash. That's when you pick it up. Anywhere in the world works. Right now it's so global that there's no such thing as one country doing well while the rest of the world is not doing well. No, the whole world works the same way together. Oh, you see these cannons? These are the cannons that enabled the Ottoman Empire to take Istanbul when no other countries in the ancient world was able to take Istanbul. The cannons. Shish, I haven't made Instagram yet. Oh, you should, man. Boom, look at that. Cannons. You know, if the most famous weapons of the Ottoman Empire are these cannons, all these cannons. But what is Ankara like? Different vibe? I don't know. I've never been to Ankara. I've been here for 1 year and 3 months. I've never been outside Istanbul. In fact, I've never been outside of the European side of Istanbul. In fact, I've never been outside of the Nişantaşı and Beşiktaş area of Istanbul, which is Şişli area of Istanbul. I don't travel at all. Oh. I have no reason to go to Ankara or Cappadocia and all these places at all. No reason to, unless my wife comes and she wants to go, and then I'll go. She loves to travel. Not me, I hate to travel. Liana, wow, that's a huge cannon. You know, when a girl says that to a guy, right? Here we are in the main streets. It's a very rare sight because there's not a lot of main streets like this here in Istanbul. Usually just one main street driving through the entire district, and like side roads, and very, very hard to drive, very narrow side roads everywhere else. This is the Deniz Müzesi, or the Naval Museum. I passed by 6 million times. I've never been in there once. Not a museum kind of guy. DCM, really like Tesla Model 3, no pollution. I don't know, I don't care. I don't even need a car. What do you need a car for? I have nowhere to drive to. I have nowhere to drive to, and there's nowhere I need to be. And you know, like I'm in one country this month and maybe another country tomorrow, you know, if something's happened. To me, all these vehicles make no sense in my life at all. All these modern things that really only make sense when you're plugged into that system. Liana, oh my god, huge cannon. Yes, I can see it sounds strange. Yeah. The Byzantines had thick walls. Yeah, the walls of Byzantine, so it's so famous. Yeah, so for over 1,000 years, no ancient empire said, "Oh, I better cross the road fast. This thing goes away real quick." Okay, that's why in the ancient world, no ancient empires has been able to breach the walls of Byzantine except for the Ottoman Empire. All these huge ass cannons. But you know, if you study the history and if you study the war itself, right? Actually, in the end of the day, it wasn't the cannons that won the war. It was actually the conqueror Mehmed II. He's just too smart. He's so smart that he took an alternate route around the Golden Horn, across Galata, around to the Golden Horn, and attacking. Oh, this is so cute! And attacking Constantinople, where the walls are actually thinnest. So it's not about the cannons, you know. It's about being so smart. Street cats of Istanbul, so cute. Yeah, so the Byzantines are kind of like, they are lazy, you know. They built thick walls on the land side, but they had only a single layer wall on the seaside around the Golden Horn, which gave Mehmed the Conqueror the chance to go around Galata and attack from the Golden Horn. So in the end of the day, it wasn't cannons that won the war. It was ships, boats that won the war. Liana, oh, cute kitty, yeah. Anyway, this is the Beşiktaş area. It's my neighborhood right here. My hood. This is my hood. Shishi. I wonder what was the history of Turkey before the arrival of Islam. Oh, the history of Turkey back then, Constantinople was Eastern Roman Empire, and then everything from there, the north and east, what you call Turkey today, were all different countries. Yeah. Like what empire was prevalent? Do they have archaeological sites from that era? Yeah. Turkey is home to 70% of the Christian pilgrimage sites in the world. Most of the ancient worlds, they preserved, the Ottoman Empire preserved all their relics, which is what I find very admirable about the Ottoman Empire. They do not destroy the relics of the places they conquer. Very, very admirable, to be honest. Oh. Masha? They say cats here drink from proper bowls, okay? Cats here don't drink from what? They drink from proper bowls. Strict cats, yeah, strict cats. Astro Boy, you can find a lot of sites dating back to Roman times. Yeah. It's all the way to Roman times. Like Ottoman Empire took over from the Romans. So when the Romans ended, the Ottomans began. Yeah, that's why this whole thing goes all the way back to Roman times. Vienna, a lot of our historical buildings were bombed by the Germans in the war. Yeah, very sad. Yeah, the war destroyed so much. It's good to see that Turkey was not that much affected, which is 现在太平呀，不幸中的太平以及不幸中的万幸。It's I don't even know how to say this in English. Anyone, any idea? Wow, fascinating. Liana, so I feel curious about what a lot of buildings look like. Albert, do Turkish speak okay English? No. Only the new generations. You cannot come to Turkey not knowing how to speak very simple Turkish. You just cannot survive. Pretty much nobody speaks English. Only the young people who are, like I would say, college students and below, they are now English educated, so they speak a very good English. But most people older than college, in fact, some college students they still can't speak English properly either. So even college students find English hard. They don't speak much English. By and large, they don't speak much English. Yeah. DCM. Then what do you do mostly if you don't use the devices a lot? I throw my devices one side. I don't use, after this, I will just try, my phone, I don't even pick up my phone. I don't answer phone calls. I don't check messages. I don't do anything with my phone. After live stream, I go home, I throw it one side and I don't look at it anymore. Yeah. And I use it to video call with my wife though. That's pretty much all I do with my phone. Albert, me a super fanboy, Ottoman Empire. Oh, yeah, Ottoman Empire is very fascinating. To me, it's very fascinating as well. Astro Boy, silver lining? Silver lining what? Silver lining? Not sure though. I don't know how to say that in English. 不幸中的太平呀，不幸中的万幸。Illustrious history and culture, yeah, super. Thousands of years of history, and in a way, it's a culture and history is still alive all the way to today. No disruptions, no. Okay, there are some countries that claim to have 3,000 to 5,000 years history. But if you study their history, their culture has been destroyed and taken over by other cultures for hundreds or almost 1,000 years. But the Turkish Empire culture is one culture that never been taken over by other cultures. It's one continuous Turkish culture all the way to today. Japanese never been conquered, never been disrupted culture. But there are some countries that claim very long histories. But if you study the history, they have been like conquered and reconquered and reconquered by all different countries and cultures again and again. And today, whatever their cultural things are all a hodgepodge of different cultures from other countries. So yeah, you're like, come on. But yeah, you guys know I'm a realist that look at what things really are, If it's this, it cannot be that. And here I'm back in the Beşiktaş town center. I've streamed from here a lot. You guys recognize this statue here, this sculpture here. I like history too. That's the first thing I want to know about our country. Yeah. This is where I will pay my phone bill for the month in a while. After this live stream, I'll go pay for the month and start a new month of internet. Yeah, so guys, thanks a lot. I'm here. I'm gonna go in and do my stuff. Thanks a lot for joining me, and thanks a lot for allowing me to air a lot of my very controversial ideas and opinions. And at the end of the day, let's just take it all easy. Take everything I say as bullshit and just take away what? The good vibe. Enjoy life, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Thanks a lot, and once again, thanks a lot, Albert, for buying me coffee today again. In fact, I hadn't had my coffee. I'm gonna go have my coffee after I pay my phone bill. So, thanks a lot, Albert. Thanks for the coffee today. Yep. Thanks for the stream, enjoyable as always. Yeah, thanks a lot. Have a very good day. 하루 잘 보내시고요. 내일도 뵙도록 하겠습니다. 안녕.